Hello. Hi. I just got inspired, so I just thought I'd turn on the camera real quick and just run with this inspiration that I have, and really use it to my ability. So, I got inspired to make this video, to kind of track. This is kind of gonna be kind of like a artist diary. I want to start a podcast, and I guess this could be the introduction to the series. I don't want to say this is the first video, but it low-key is the first video slash introduction. I don't know, but I want to start an artist podcast or whatever because I am an artist. I am fully committing myself. I mean, I was already committed before, but like I've been through. I just came out of the longest dark night depression, dark night of the soul, like, of my life that I've ever been in. And coming out of it, it's crazy. It's like a slingshot. Like throughout the whole depression was like the slingshot going back. And now that I'm coming out of it, it's like the universe is like, okay, now fly. Like, take off. And that's how I feel. So, it's been crazy. First things I want to say is follow your dreams. Follow your dreams. I can't stress this enough. Like, if there is anything that is stopping you from being satisfied with your life, not happy with your life, but satisfied with your life, because we chase happiness like it's not a fleeting emotion. Like, it's not something that's obviously meant to leave and come back and leave and come back. You want to be satisfied with your life. That's the feeling you want. You want contentment. Because when you chase happiness, you're chasing happiness as if once you're happy, you're never going to be sad again. Like, that's like a kindergarten way of thinking. Like, come on. That's not really what you want. What you really want is to be satisfied with your life. With all areas of your life, with how your life is going. You want to be satisfied with how your life is, not even how it's going. Because at some point, you got to stop chasing and going forward and just land and just be like, okay, this is my happy ending. This is it. This is the conclusion. I have everything that I want. I've earned everything that I've dreamed about. Now I can just enjoy life. And when you're in that state of being where, like, okay, you're no longer chasing, you're no longer waiting, you're in the here and now present moment, and you're living every second of every day in the moment, in the here and now, and your ultimate conclusion, right, your happy ending. Whenever you feel sad, you're not gonna feel like, oh my gosh, I'm not, and you're never going to feel like, oh my gosh, I'm not in my happy ending anymore. No, you're still going to feel like you're in your happy ending because you're still, at the end of the day, you're still satisfied with your life. At the end of the day, you're satisfied. And that deep satisfaction comes from within. Like, period. That deep satisfaction comes from within. It's never going to come from something outside of you. It's just never going to. That's how you stay on a roller coaster and never find that overall satisfaction. So you got to go deep within yourself and listen to your soul. What is it longing for and craving for? What is it longing and craving for? You got to go deep within yourself, because once you finally get that thing, because this is your soul we're talking about. So whatever it's longing for and craving for, it's not going to be material. Okay? And so once you figure out what that is, all right, and you obtain it, that you're going to feel satisfied, that soul satisfaction. You're going to feel that soul satisfaction. Okay? And so when, no matter what emotion you're feeling, sad, happy, annoyed, irritated, angry, it don't matter what emotion you're feeling, that underlining emotion is always going to be satisfaction. Once you get that soul satisfied, not your ego satisfied, but your soul. And you got to go, that's some internal work you got to do And it takes years. Took me, let's see, I got on my journey when I was 16. I'm 21, turning 22 this year. That's 5 years. Took me 5 years. It took me 5 years, babe. So anyways, yeah, it takes 5 years. Not 5 years. It took me 5 years, but it takes years. I meant, sorry. Anyways, what was I? Back to my point. What's my point? Follow your dreams. Right. So with all that being said, that soul satisfaction, that's what your soul wants. And your soul is what is the real you. So people, that's some real stuff. I just, my higher self, my soul just spoke to me. It was like, people always chase the dream that their ego wants. Not soul, sorry. The dream that their ego wants. People are chasing what will satisfy their egos. And they're going, that's my dream. This will make me like truly happy in life. And then they get it and they're still miserable. Suicidal even, because they truly were convinced that this was it. That once they had this thing, it'll be their happy ever after. They're happy and crazy, their happy ending. But really all they need to do is trust themselves. Because your soul is the real you. Using your ego, right? The mental constructed identity, which is your ego. It's using that version of you that you think is the actual you. It's using that to navigate the physical plane. And so it could get what it needs for itself, right? But sometimes you get in your own way, right? You get in your soul's way when you don't listen to yourself. You get what I'm saying? That was some real shit. I missed this. I missed you guys. Okay, so anyway, so if you just listen, right? Go within yourself and really listen to what your intuition, which is your soul, that silent voice that is so quiet, but you feel it out and you listen. Follow that. And it's not going to be material. But follow that and you're going to be satisfied. So let me give you an example. I'm gonna be vulnerable and I'm gonna just expose myself so it can make sense, right? And you could apply this to yourself, right? So oftentimes the dream of the ego, right, mimics the dreams of the soul, right? So the wants and the longings of the ego mimics the wants and the longing of the soul, but it's not exactly it, right? So again, for example, let me use myself for an example. My ego, right? My dream, right, of my ego that I was chasing before I slowed down and listened to my soul, right? It was dreaming of fame, becoming rich and famous. I wanted to be rich and famous. I didn't just want to be rich and broke, because believe it or not, there's rich broke people, believe it or not, okay? I didn't want to just be like worldwide known, like everyone knows my name, but like I'm not rich. Or I'm rich, but nobody knows my name. Like I wanted both, okay? And that was my dream, to be rich and famous, okay? That was like my dream, okay? But when I slowed down and I actually listened to the longings of my soul, what it actually wanted, right? And yeah, what I actually truly wanted, right, was to be a community, to be accepted and loved by a community, right? And that was like, I was taking that logging, and I was misconstruing it, and like longing for fame. But in doing the shadow work, I realized, why do I want to be famous so bad, right? It's really because I want to feel loved and appreciated and needed and valued by a community, aka like, my fans, right? I wanted to feel like I belong. And, like when you look at a celebrity and their fans, these are a group of people that listen to their music and make them feel like they belong, make them feel needed, make them feel loved and appreciated. They don't feel alone in the world. I just didn't want to feel alone in the world anymore. Okay. I just wanted to be a part of a community that made me feel like I belonged and that I was loved and that I was needed. And then for the rich part, I didn't want to be rich to live my best life and travel and have all these expensive things like what my ego was telling me, right? When I did the shadow work and was like, okay, why do I long to be rich? It's the independence that comes with having money. Not needing to depend on anybody but myself to get by, to do what I need to do, to handle what I need to handle. And that stems from, just my childhood of the people that you're supposed to depend on the most, letting me down. And now I don't want to depend on anybody ever again. I long to be independent because I keep getting let down again and again and again by people. And it started with the people that was never supposed to let me down. My mother, my parents, mainly my mother. I have mommy issues. Okay, you always hear daddy issues. Most people always say, like daddy issues, but like I have mommy issues. But anyways, so it's like my ego was chasing fame and riches, but when I peeled back the layers, when I listened, when I silenced my ego, silenced all of that, put my pride aside, and actually listened to the deepest part of me, the real me, right? And did that shadow work, it revealed to me like, no, I just want to feel like I belong somewhere, and I want to feel like I'm not at the hands of other people. I just don't want to be dependent on other people ever again. Like, not even emotionally either, because these heartbreaks, listen, I don't know if you're into astrology or not, but I'm a Scorpio. Okay? And I have everything in Scorpio, like Venus in Scorpio, Mercury in Scorpio, South Node in Scorpio, Sun in Scorpio. I feel deep, okay? And I don't want to feel those deep feelings anymore, bro. I don't. Because people think it's a joke. It doesn't feel good to feel like that, bro. It don't. All right? And with my North Node in Taurus, I'm meant to not feel those deep feelings anymore. Anyway, okay? But anyways, so in getting my independence, but like having my own money, yeah, I don't need to be dependent on other people anymore, especially like my family, because like they never want to help, and when they do help, I had to force them to help me. It's like, it all stems around me just longing for peace, right? If I'm rich and I'm no longer dependent on other people, and I have that sovereignty, right, that independent freedom, what's that word, that autonomy, well, yeah, autonomy, right? Peace. Okay, peace will come with it. Peace will come with it. Because I've spent so much time involuntarily alone that I've become to appreciate the silence And that's where my peace is. That's where everyone's peace is. It's hard to be alone. But once you are alone for a long time and you discover the peace that's there, you don't want to let it go. Anyways, so that's like an example of what I'm saying. People are chasing the dreams of their ego, and the dreams of their ego is just masking, the longings of their ego is just masking the longings of their soul. And if they just take off the mask, peel back the layers, right? If you just do that, you see what I'm saying? And notice how the things that my soul is longing for, a community that makes me feel like I belong, and independence, autonomy, not needing anybody else, being able to do it all on my own. Notice how these are non-tangible things. These are non-tangible things that my soul is longing for, that can come, and they can come through the physical plane in many different ways. It doesn't have to just come through money. It doesn't have to just only come through fame. It can come through multiple different avenues. So if you just only cling to the longings of your soul, the universe, and remain open, the universe will bring those things, will bring it in for you through some way, shape, or form. It'll take some shape, some form in the physical plane. It doesn't matter, but that should be your dream, your longing, your goal. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? And that is why I'm an artist, okay? Because music is something that I am passionate about. I've been singing since I was 7 years old. Music is something that I am passionate about. It's something that makes me feel good. It's something that helps me release my intense emotions. It's like I could vent so easily over a beat. Like, music it's healing for me, okay? And so I'm like, okay, if I'm longing for independence, okay, I could gain my independence by indulging into the things that I love, like music, like food, and like creativity and videography. I could indulge into those things, and I can see like what comes out of it. Like, the money will come. You know what I mean? If I just stay consistent, the money will come. I could capitalize on these things. And then, like, yeah, also like wanting a community, like wanting to feel like I belong in the world, and stuff like that. Like, just wanting like people that doesn't make me feel like I don't belong here. Like, I truly believe that just by me just following love, like just indulging into the things that I love and just enjoying it fully to its fullest, that like, the right friends, like your people will find you. Your people will come. Like, especially like with music, like I can create and just put it out there, and my people, they will find me. They will resonate with the song, and they will come to me. I will attract them, and the money will come. But those things shouldn't be the focus. That's my ego. My soul simply just wants to not have to depend on anyone, wants to be self-reliant, wants to be at peace, and wants to feel like they belong, and wants to feel a part, wants to yeah, wants to feel included. You know what I mean? Like I do long to feel included with some sort of like friend group or community, and like they will find me. And so, and I have a passion for music. So it's like in doing my shadow work, I'm just like aligning everything and aligning myself perfectly with like my soul's wants, needs, desires, passions, purpose, all of that, just aligning it all together and just blasting off. Yeah, so I just wanted to like, as an artist, I just wanted to start making these videos to be more vulnerable with, you know, people that may like listen to my future songs that I drop. So they could connect more to me, you know, connect to me more. Because, you know, I just like I said, like it would be nice to feel like, you know, to have people that make me feel like I belong, and that get me, and that, like, you know, like a soul tribe. But yeah, so long story short, in conclusion, follow your dreams. Because that is what the dreams of your soul, like we just talked about, because that is what completes your life, makes you feel completed in life, and overall satisfies you. Okay, that is like what you should be, you know, chasing, and not chasing, but discovering. I snapped. Exactly. Exactly. Because it's a process. It's going within yourself. It's talking to yourself. It's self-therapy. It's a discovering that's going on. You see, it's so, yeah, you should not be chasing anything, but discovering your soul's longing, discovering what's going to bring you that deep soul satisfaction. Okay? And yeah. Thank you. Bye.